Probably my favorite main series Mario game is Super Mario Galaxy, and its sequel is pretty good too. Honestly, there's just so much good stuff to talk about in these games. The levels, the bosses, the music, and the topic of today's countdown, the power-ups. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a countdown about the power-ups in the Super Mario Galaxy series alone, which is a real shame because these were some pretty fun to use power-ups. They were creative, fun, and provided a neat way to progress through the level. And yeah, since this is a top 8, I will be ranking them from worst to best. Also, if you've seen a lot of my other countdowns or just for like 5 minutes, then you already know I do a lot of worst to best countdowns. So anyway, 2 rules. 1, the flying star will not be and the rainbow star. The flying star will not be included on this list because it was only really used as a way to navigate the hub world. The rainbow star will not be included because it wasn't required to complete any levels. Yoshi won't be counted, and his power-ups won't be counted because they only last for 5 seconds. Now, with all that explain-a-majigging out of the way, let's begin. While I do prefer the 3D Mario games to the 2D Mario games, the Fire Flower was much more fun in the 2D Mario games, as you could just go rapid fire and destroy enemies in your path. However, in the 3D games, it really does not work so well, for a good number of reasons. For starters, in the 3D games, you can only throw it in one direction, and not only that, but since you're shaking the Wii remote to do it, you can only throw one every couple seconds. And yeah, and they bounce around. It's just kind of hard to hit things. And of course, you have a limited time with this power-up. Oh, and don't think I'm forgetting about those crate burning minigames. Those things were awful. Ugh. On to the next entry. The Spring Mushroom is the fan-hated power-up of the Super Mario Galaxy series, and it is not hard to see why. You walk in an irregular pattern. In order to perform what the thing is known for, you have to have perfect timing, and you wall jump automatically, which can be very dangerous on tight edges. However, I really don't think this power-up is as bad as people say it is. Sure, it might not be the best power-up in the world, but is it really? But it's not as bad as people say it is. This is very well summed up by the boss as well. You see, they actually make you use the spring mushroom for a boss. And really, it's not that bad. Sure, it shoots homing electrical cannons at you that will take away your spring suit, and you have to jump up onto it to ground pound it. But trust me, it isn't nearly as bad as it seems. So to me, while I don't think the spring mushroom is anywhere near the best power-up in the series, it's a lot better than most people give it credit for. Definitely better than the fire flower. My favorite enemy in the Mario series, tied with Shy Guys, are Boos. And the Boo Mushroom gives you a good representation of these ghostly enemies, and you can do many fun things with it. You can keep pressing A. It's not like button mashing that's so hard it'll make like your thumbs fall off. But, you know, just flying up in the air, you can shake the Wii remote to go through certain walls, and heck, you don't even have to worry about Boos attacking you. However, you do have to worry about spotlights, which will take away your Boo suit. However, why is it this low on the list if I like the enemy it's based off of so much? Here's why. It's used 4 times in the entire series. There are only 4 levels in the series that actually use this power-up. I think the power-ups that were exclusive to one game got more levels than this one did. Half of them were 2D levels, which weren't very good uses of it. I only like the 3D levels with this power-up. At least it's a good power-up. But I assure you, it would be much higher if you used it more. This next power-up rocks. Get it? Because it's the rock mushroom? I know that's not funny in the slightest. Anyway, yes, the rock mushroom, Mushroomicus rockicus, as it's called. Oh wait, no, it's not called that. Anyway, yeah, you shake the Wii remote when you have the power up. Obviously, not when you don't have the power up, because then the power up wouldn't help you if you didn't have it. But when you do have the power up and you shake it, you roll into a boulder and get to run over everything in sight. Look out! I'm a crazy driver. I'ma run you over. Yeah, and speaking of crazy drivers, it's pretty crazy considering the fact that it's pretty hard to control and you bounce off a lot of stuff, so it could easily lead to your death, which is why it's lower on the list. Heck, I tried running into a toad in the galaxy that it's in, and it knocked me off and killed me. And the boss you fight it with, Rodillo, while a fun boss, for some odd reason, tends to be the boss in the series that I keep forgetting about for some reason. I don't know, maybe it just wasn't memorable even though it was a really fun boss fight. Either way, yeah. And here it is, most likely the most used power-up in the series. At least definitely the most used power-up in the first game. The Beam Mushroom is a pretty good power-up. It lets you fly for a short amount of time, but you have to well, you have to land every so often because it's only a limited amount of time. You can also climb on sticky surfaces like honeycomb, and oddly enough, the fuzz on the queen bee. Nintendo, what were you thinking when you came up with that idea? Okay, anyway, another thing the bee suit can do is it's pretty light. Like, it lets you stand on platforms that would normally break apart if regular Mario were standing on them. Also, like I said, this is the probably the most used power-up in the series, so get used to seeing it, because you're gonna see it a lot. I mean, I wouldn't tell you to get used to seeing it if you were only going to see it a few times, like the Boom Mushroom. Well, yeah, just, I don't have a clever outro, just on to the next entry. Here's a really cool power-up. Get it? Because it's the ice flower. It's cool. Okay, that was a slightly not as bad joke as the rock mushroom entry. But yeah, this is a very good power-up. Like the... Oh no, not the fire flower, not the fire flower! Yeah, unlike the fire flower... yeah, like the fire flower, you have a time limit. But unlike the fire flower, it's actually, well, fun to use. The ice flower has many different icy things it can do. For starters, just walking on water, it creates platforms. So yay, no swimming when I have the ice flower. Also, while in your regular Mario, you can spin to skate on icy surfaces. When you're Ice Mario, you can skate on any surface. Yep. And yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say about the cool ice flower. Other than stay cool, ice flower. Oh yeah, one more thing. Why wasn't this included in Super Mario Galaxy 2? You brought back the fire flower, why couldn't you bring back this? This is probably Mario's favorite power-up. Why? Well, he's called the king of platforming by many. Well, he's also called the King of Innovation, but a lot of his games lately have been less than innovative. New Super Mario Bros. U. No, I didn't say anything. Anyway, yeah, Mario's the king of platforming, and the Cloud Flower creates platforms just by spinning. You can create up to 3 platforms before having to recharge at Cloud Flower. It's used about as much in Galaxy 2 as the bee mushroom is used in Galaxy 1. Anyway, yeah, speaking of the bee mushroom, it also gives you that sort of lightweight advantage. Also, a very nice thing about the Cloudflower is that you get all your normal jumps with it. The backflip, wall jump, whatever jump, oh no, I wasn't expecting that jump, the hey look, a turkey jump. You know, those jumps exist, I didn't just make them up. But anyway, yep, on to number 1. I bet you can't guess what it is, especially considering this process of elimination, so you probably already know what it is, but I'm saying that you don't, ha ha ha. You may ask why the spin drill is number 1, and you may question my choice of the spin drill being number 1, but I will tell you why the spin drill is number 1 right now. I just really like tunneling through planets. It's almost as fun as the Boo Mushroom, but the Boo Mushroom you get to use in like 4 stages in the entire series. But the Spin Drill is used to its fullest potential. It got its own galaxy, and its own boss fight, which was actually a very unique boss fight. And it's used outside of its own galaxy as well, and was even used in the final level of the game. Granted, Cloudflower was too, but Cloudflower gets used so much throughout Super Mario Galaxy 2. So, yeah, that's my list. What's yours? I hope you enjoyed.